It's your boy DJ B Lee, coming from the 614, repping that earth, no matter what the zip code, on the Tattoo Shop Radio. You dig? I know you could.
Hey, it's your girl, Misunderstood, and you're rocking with B Independent Radio with DJ B Lee.
All right, all right. It's your boy, the elevator operator. We are here live with Miss Peg, Martin's Way. And also, we have a guest on the line. Could you tell us your name, please?
Brittany.
Hold on. I think you're cutting out a little bit. I couldn't understand what you said.
My name is Brittany.
Okay, Brittany, and where you from?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're from Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, let's get this underway. And you grew up in Milwaukee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you were born and raised in Milwaukee.
Yes, sir.
Tell us how that was.
Huh?
Tell us how that was growing up in Wisconsin. You go to a lot of Packers games.
Um, as a childhood, it was hard. I actually um my parents gave up on me, and I kind of made it through on my own.
Okay,
So I actually I never been to a Packers game.
never been. Yeah, I
No.
heard everybody in Wisconsin was a big Packers fan. They be out there with no shirts on and cheese on their head. Okay, uh, no Packers game. All right. So, were you with the high school there?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Play any sports, anything like that?
I played basketball, soccer. I ran track. That's about it.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, I guess get us to where you met up with James.
I've been
How
on
you-
James since we were little kids, actually. It's been over 12 years since I've known James. His daddy and my granddad used to bowl together with the bowling league,
Mhm.
and that's how we met. We've been knowing each other since we was little kids. We grew up, and about 3 years ago, he started saying that he liked me more than a friend, and stuff like that. So we gave it a try, actually, and I was staying in a homeless shelter. Um, it was those hotels, like you go to the homeless shelter, they put you in a hotel. It was
Mhm.
one of that, and it was about time for me and my child to go. He was not even one yet, and James came and um came about 3 or 4 times to the hotel, and eventually we ended up talking and getting. We ended up going to his brother's house, and then I ended up getting my own house, and then he ended up coming to live with me. I got pregnant in 2020 with Queen, with my daughter. Um, I was single at the time. Um, we thought that she was his, and she was my son's father's baby. Um, I had her in 2021, and then I got pregnant with the last child I just had. She's so beautiful. It's kind of hard though because she looks like James and his mom. It's a mixture of it, and it's only hard because I know his mom don't like me, so it's like hard to, you know, it's like a mental thing, really. But um, yeah, we came from the hotel. We lived with his brother. I ended up getting my own spot, but when he came and got me and we moved with his brother, we ended up going to Vegas. We went to Vegas. He told me that his mom said I can come or whatever. When I got down there, that wasn't what she was had said. So I had another friend in Vegas that I had to go stay with. Eventually she said that I can come to her house. I was there for about 3 or 4 days. I was leaving out, and this is when she didn't like me. They never even gave me a chance, but She didn't like me when I left. He said that she had told him that I was basically trying to steal him away from her. Like it was like a competition thing, and I kept telling James like, I'm sorry she feel that way, but it's never competition because she got more years on me than I can never have with you. That's your mom. I don't want to come up between that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. So I went back home. He stayed there with them. Once I came back, I stayed in my truck because I was living with his brother and I didn't want him to feel like, anything was going on. So I stayed in my truck until he got back. But when he got back, I had got my own house. We stayed on 20th and Keith. I found out that he was talking to multiple girls and I told him that I didn't want to be with him no more. And that's when things started to become a wreck.
And this is when.
This was in 2021. This was right before I had my daughter that we thought was his. Um, I went in his archive messages and I seen so many females and I told him I didn't want to deal with him no more. This, and that stuff just turned. He was a sweetheart. Don't get me wrong. He's a person that will help you. If he really love you, he'll give you the shirt off his back. Don't get me wrong. But things went left and he became physically abusive. I have all the messages of that too, of the screenshots and stuff like that. And that's what I didn't like about the last show that I had listened to because everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, it was mainly the woman that was on there before was trying to make it seem like I'm just this monster or this manipulative person. When in reality they don't know what I have been through with this man. And back in November or December of 2022, a couple months before he had passed away, he tried to kill himself. He wrote on Facebook and told them, I'm sorry that I tried to take myself out. I was going through something. I won't do it again. Blase, blase. His family bought him a coat. He felt like they had really loved him. And I had told him, like, once things died down, because I went through the suicidal part of my life. And I told him that once things had died down, that things was going to go back to normal to where they going to go back to their life and you going to feel left alone again. Eventually, that had happened. Now, last year, from January, from the time of January, wait, Booty, give me a second. From the time of January until the end of February, um, I am married. Me and my husband is not together. We haven't been together for a while, but um, he didn't have anywhere to go, and James didn't have anywhere to go. I have the messages for this too, the screenshots, the proof, whatever is needed. I have that too, but they both were living with me because my husband didn't have nowhere to go, and James didn't have anywhere to go.
This was in
James, huh?
this was in Milwaukee.
Yes, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where they say that I got caught with, when they say that James caught me in my home with someone, he didn't catch me in my home with anyone. We all lived together. We all literally lived together in the same household. My husband slept in a room with his children. James would sleep on the couch, or sometimes he'd come in my room and sleep on my floor. Me personally, I have been homeless. I have not had family. I've been through it mentally. So when it comes to mental stuff, I try to be there for other people. But um that's what happened. I never got caught in a home, and plus I can't get caught in a home where I pay my own bills and no one is helping me pay bills. Can't nobody say and what to do and what not to do unless they are helping me pay bills or paying half of my bills or paying my whole bills. Nobody can tell me what to do in my home and my peace. So I did not get caught with that, but from January to the end of February, they both was living with me. James, I ended up telling James that he had to leave like a couple weeks after my husband had left. I told him that he had to go too because I wanted my house back. He went back with his mom. A couple days later, I have screenshots of this too. She put him out over a key. He had put the key outside somewhere so that she can get in the house. And she couldn't find the key, so she told him that he had to pack all his stuff and go. Me personally, I didn't want him outside. So I told him, okay, cool, you can come back, to my house. At this time, I'm talking to someone that I had met at my job. He didn't like that, so the abuse came back. Now at this time, I'm pregnant by James, but I'm not knowing that I'm pregnant by James. I'm not knowing I'm pregnant, period. April comes, I found out around like April 10th, April 12th that I was pregnant. I took a pregnancy test at home. Um April 13th, the day that they said that I called him and said that I was dying or whatever. First of all, let me say this. I've never told James that I was dying. I never FaceTime James because James was always at my house. So there was no need to FaceTime James. But April 13th is the day that he broke my window, came in my house, and jumped on me to the point where I was throwing up blood. And I told him if he did not stop this, that he was going to kill me or the kids. Never did I say I was dying. I had those messages too. So when he jumped on me, when he broke my window, came in, jumped on me, and dragged me all the way outside. The lady next door called the police. They took me to the hospital. I got out the hospital. I told James I'm too sick. I'm ready to go. I don't got no family. I need to figure something out. I called my sister. I called my brother. They wasn't there for me how I wanted them to be there for me. But that was fine because I know that I grew up without them. So at that point, I had called my mom and I told my mom, like, me and my mom never had a relationship. So I told her, like, I'm going through it. I'm pregnant. I don't want the baby. I don't know what to do. I just wish that you was here. I feel like you owe me that to be here for me. And I always been destined to get a relationship with my mom.
Hmm.
To this day, I want that with my mom, but it never seems to quite work out the way that I wanted to work out. But I ended up moving. He drove me down there April 14th. We was on our way to Mississippi again. I was so sick. My body was so sore from him jumping on me. So I didn't want to go and drive with my kids in the car by myself and we have an accident or something. So he drove us down there. I paid for his Greyhound ticket to get back. Actually, before I even get to that part, cause it's kind of making me seem like I'm just such a bad person. I had posted on Facebook too that when he jumped on me at Wisconsin Dells, I had took him, his nieces, and his niece friends to Wisconsin Dells. This was in April too. He caught a case in April for jumping on me at Wisconsin Dells. That's a water park. And the people called the police because he dragged me from the inside to the outside. So they called the police. The police came, arrested him or whatever. And his family was mad at me because he was in jail. So I have the messages between me and his dad and the Cash App, a screenshot of the Cash App me sending him the money. I had to bail James out after he had jumped on me because they couldn't bail him out. And again, my big heart, I didn't want him sitting in jail. So I paid the $150 to get him bailed out of jail because his family couldn't get him bailed out of jail. His dad did pay for my window to get fixed though.
Okay.
But
You said,
back to what I was saying, April 14th, I went down to Mississippi to stay with my mom, try to get some type of relationship connection with her. She haven't had met my kids yet, so I wanted, them to know that they had a granny and this and that. The same day I got down there, I got him a Greyhound ticket back home. He went back home. He said he wanted to come. We talked every day. When he had left, we was talking every day, calling, texting. Um, he was saying he wanted to come down and see the kids, whatever. When he got down there to Mississippi, when he came back, he wasn't even a full week, and he wanted to have a conversation about me and him being back together because he feel like it'll be different and it'll be a new start. I told him I didn't know and I wasn't, for sure on what I wanted to do at the time because don't get me wrong, even though he was putting his hands on me, that was all I had. Once again, I didn't really have family. So when it came to like the support or me needing help with the kids or me needing something for my kids, he was there. He was there. So I was overlooking the abusive stuff until I got pregnant this time. And I told him, like, my last baby, we fought with her my whole pregnancy. And I don't want to go through that because she came out with the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. And they said that she couldn't breathe when she came out. So I don't want to go through that again. And he told me just give him time. He'll show me whatever, whatever. He had his ticket to leave Tuesday. Um, we went to church. He did not get baptized. I see they got in there that he was getting baptized. He did not get baptized. Um, Come here. Okay, go in there. Mama doing some. Okay, go. Um, where was I at?
You
We went
get
to church,
baptized.
and the pastor had asked him to come up to the altar to get prayed for or whatever. He went up to the altar. He came back to me, and he said that the pastor told him that he had death on him, and he wasn't going back to Milwaukee. After church, the pastor pulled me and James in the back and was talking about was telling James my mom had told the pastor that he was putting his hands on me because I never had told the pastor that. I had just got there also. So I didn't know none of them people. I was there with my mom. But he pulled us in the back. He was talking to us. He was really talking to James about him putting his hands on me and how he wouldn't want another man raising his kids and this and that. Then he told James that he was going to get him a job, and then he gave James some clothes from out the back of the church. They said on there he had a job, he didn't have a job. The pastor did tell him he was going to get him a job. He did lose his ID, so I don't know if he was going to go get an ID or not. I don't know. He didn't tell me nothing about that. And then a haircut. I don't know who was going to cut his haircut because I didn't know nobody. But the stuff that they was sending there was just crazy. But um, yeah, we left church that day. He called his brother because I had left my house. It was a 4-bedroom single family house. I left my house for James because I thought he was gonna stay in Milwaukee. So I left him my home, and then he called his brother when we left church and told his brother, Jamarcus, that he can have the house because he wasn't coming back because the pastor said that he didn't want to be in Milwaukee because he had death on him. So at that point we had a conversation. I told him like I don't know if I'm really comfortable with a relationship, but we can always be friends because when we are in a relationship you're very tutorial. So I don't know if I can deal with that or not. Um the day he went missing, we was outside. I was filling up the pool with water because I had got up, took my kids to breakfast. I went and bought them a pool. We filled it up with water. We was getting the water from out the house. My mom said something about her water bill because they pay water bills down there even if you're in an apartment in Mississippi. She said something about her water bill, and I told him like, don't try to do it like me, just do it how you was doing it. So I ain't gotta hear her mouth. And then he was like, he said I can't never do shit right. Excuse my language, but he was like, I can't never do shit right. And he went upstairs. I'm thinking he getting some more water, but he came back down with all his stuff and went out the back door. Me personally, I wasn't trying to chase him because I felt like he feels some type of way, so he's gonna beat my ass. So this time I didn't chase him. I just let him, go on. But then once I seen, cause no matter what happens, he gonna answer his phone. So he wasn't answering. He wasn't answering that night. He still wasn't answering. So I ended up calling the pastor and telling him like I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard from James and he don't know nobody down here. I don't know if he went back home. I don't know what's going on. And he was like, you have to put a missing report out on him, so they can find him. So I put a missing. Actually, my mom put a missing report out on him, and we started calling all the greyhounds trying to see if they had a James Cooper to see what did he had go home or not. Everybody said they didn't see him. Me personally, I had already had plans on going to Memphis, so I took me and my daughter. My son stayed in Mississippi. I took me and my daughter. We went to Memphis. Um, that morning, May 9th, we went to Memphis, and I got a call May 10th about 9 something in the morning, and my mom was yelling and screaming on some, I found him, I found him, he here, he dead, I found him. His mom was calling me at the same time, which was weird, but I didn't even talk to her. I just was crying, yelling in the phone, and then I merged the call because I couldn't talk. So she talked to my mom and then talked to the sheriff that was next to my mom. They told me I had to get back to Mississippi immediately and come straight to the sheriff office. I came down there. I went straight to the sheriff office. I was kind of drunk because the I couldn't take what they were saying. So I was kind of messed up. I went to the sheriff office. They questioned me, put a camera in front of me, took my voice down. They took my phone. They took all the messages out my phone. They went through our messenger on Facebook, took all of that. They went through my pictures. Um, it was like three or four of them in the room just asking me all these questions. It was very disturbing, but um, after that, I asked them one more time, was there anything they could do for him? And they said that he had been sitting there for about 2 or 3 days, and there wasn't nothing that they can do. And I broke down so bad to the point where I had to go to the hospital. So they called the ambulance, took me to the hospital, and I ain't been right ever since. I don't know. Every time I look at my daughter, she look just like him. It's hard for me to really push through in the middle of the night. Everything is, I don't know. She latch on to my titty. I get emotional. It's hard trying to raise a child by yourself when you don't have family, and then her family is making threats to kill her and spit on her and all of this extra stuff. So then it makes it extra hard for me. When James had first passed away, I the same day I found out, I tried to call his mom. I tried to contact his sister. They ignored me. His mom finally shot me a text and was like, I may not be able to talk to you right now, but give me a couple years. And I'm like, y'all could talk to me, but they didn't want to talk to me. They went and made up this story about me to make it seem like I'm such a bad person instead of coming to me, asking me questions, trying to talk to me or anything. And it's crazy because anytime that I tried to leave James, he always came out with, "Oh, you trying to leave me? I'm gonna kill myself." So that's why I tried to come up to him and tell him like, we could be friends. We could be cordial. And then they got on there that me and James had got an apartment together down there. We didn't get an apartment together down there. I had paid my deposit and got that house before James had got down there, but I didn't move in because I didn't have my rent money yet. When James died and I found out that he was near that apartment, I called that landlord and I told that landlord, there's no way in hell I can even be in this house knowing my baby daddy had died around here. He said, cool, he was gonna send me my deposit back. After that, I left Mississippi because me and my mom wasn't on good terms. It was back to the same stuff. She trying to put me out. I'm going through it. She was asking me and my kids to basically take my kids and sleep outside. I was just going through it. I put $2,000 in my truck that I had drove down there. I still couldn't get it to run. Nothing I could do. I just went through it. I lost everything last year, from my house to my car, everything. I left him my house. He gave it to somebody else. Everything was just, I don't know. I just lost everything and going through it. His family don't understand that I cannot grieve. I cannot completely grieve. I cannot completely accept what's going on because they steady attacking me. They steady
Mm,
harassing me when all they have to do is literally talk to me.
okay. Well, I just
But
want to ask
instead they making up all of
because
these
you
different
kind of
type
you
of
kind of
stories, and I really don't know how to function with it because I'm like, dang. And then when my child get older, she gonna look back at all this stuff and be like, why they saying you did this to daddy? Why they saying this about my dad? Like, how am I supposed to even explain that? Like, oh, they didn't like me, so they made up a story about me. That don't make sense.
okay. So I mean, I just because you kind of
And I
I just
get it.
want
They
to ask.
angry because when he first died, I kept blaming his mama. All he wanted to do was be enough for his mama. It's her
Mm,
fault. He was depressed. It's her fault what he went through. But then I had to realize that man got his own mind.
okay. Well,
That man
I
got
just
his
want to
own
ask that
mind.
because
So I can't sit there
you
and
kind of
point fingers because I'm angry.
yeah you
I
you
gotta
kind
really
of
sit down
lost
and
me.
ask God what to do, how to do it, how to walk me through it. Because if I sit there and point fingers and play the blame game, I'm never gonna
Mm,
have peace.
yeah,
I'm never gonna figure out what's really
Mhm.
going on.
because you
Mhm.
said when you said that you had already had plans to go to Memphis. So you had a like it was just a friend or something you was going to go see, or just to get
Because if they
away. Or,
think I didn't get investigated or think whatever, that's fine. Then they saying I'm lying because I took down my page. I took down my page because I have screenshots of that too. They was threatening me. They was threatening my kids. They was talking about spitting on my kids. Even James' child that I have now. They was just coming in too reckless for me. And I'm like, at this point, I have to do something about it because I can't keep getting harassed. I didn't
hmm,
talk to they investigators, which they trying to say that it wasn't suicide. I don't know what else it could be. They trying to say it's white. Excuse my language, but they trying to say some white people around there that did it. I didn't ever see no white people around that complex, so I don't know.
hmm. Well, so
I don't know.
so the when you the because you kind of confused me when you was because I'm thinking uh when you said that you were
And then
going,
they
you
said
had
that the
already had
church people
plans.
found they
You had
said that
already
the
had
church
plans
people
to go.
found James, and it was my son, my mom, and two of her friends.
What was that, DJ B Lethal, sir?
I can't
Oh, no.
hear if you guys are talking. I can't hear anything.
Can you hear me?
No, no, we're just listening to you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Can you hear him?
Okay, I can't hear anything.
Hold on.
Can you hear me? Oh, do you hear me at all? I can
Hello,
hear you. Hello? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
hello.
Hello? DJ B Lethal will be right back with us. Can you hear me? Do you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
There he is.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I
I
was.
can hear you now.
You had me kind of confused a second. I was trying to ask you. You said uh, you had already planned to go to Memphis, um, and you said, "Well, okay." I was. I guess the timeline kind of messed me up because I didn't realize how many days had passed in between. You said that he walked out and y'all looked for him that night, and then you left for Memphis.
Yeah.
And then how long after you've been in Memphis they called you and told you
I
this?
was in Memphis for 2 days, and then my mom called me screaming, talking about they had found him in the wooded and where the woods was at near the house.
Okay. And you okay, near her house or near you
Yes.
said okay, it was near her. Okay, I thought you said it was near the apartment that you were uh going to move into?
Yeah, the apartments was right, but it's all the same apartment complex.
Oh, okay. It's all in the same apartment complex. Okay. I was just trying to get a picture in my head, Uh, so he wasn't very far
No, they said he was about 100 yards.
from the house.
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know how many yards it is, but that the information I got, he was 100 yards away from the house.
Wow.
I do have a question, honey. Have you you say you haven't talked to the investigators. Do you want to talk to them? You want to speak with them, or have they tried
They
to?
said they found him because his backpack was in a basically on the street, like where the grass was at. Because Mississippi don't have no sidewalks.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay. So I mean, what part of Mississippi you said this was?
Metcalf, like Green, like it was Metcalf, but some people called it Greenville. So I don't know.
Okay. I've heard that name, Greenville, Mississippi. So is it predominantly black or white there?
It was black. None but black people were in the complex.
Okay, so it's nothing but black folks there. Okay, I'm just trying to get a picture of where at in Mississippi because you never
Yeah,
know.
it was this house that was ducked off. That my mom was like, it's racist white people over there. I'll never go back there. But I don't think nobody was even in there because the grass was so high, the house looked so dingy. I don't think nobody was in
Hmm. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I'm trying to because I haven't. I don't have a picture of the landscape or anything, so I wouldn't know what. I'm more of a visual person. I would have to see the area. But man, that's so you leave. Well, okay, he walked out and then you leave. How long after the last time you seen him you left?
there. It was that morning. I don't know how many hours apart it was.
So the same day he left.
No, the next day, the morning.
Okay, so he left and you kind of looked for him that night, and then you left the
Uh,
next day.
yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to get that straight. Okay, so
Sorry, give me one second. Why is she crying like that? She don't even sound good. You told her and
I muted for a second.
Okay.
everything. Okay, mama. Okay. Mama here. Okay, I'm sorry. What?
You're
Okay,
fine.
so so um, your mom and you was there. Everybody was there. He left, and everybody goes to look for him. Can't find him. The next morning, you leave for Memphis, and
Yes.
then 2 days later, they tell you need to get back here.
Yes.
Okay, I was just trying to get that straight. All right. So the growing up in Wisconsin as a Green Bay Packer, uh, you grew up in Wisconsin. So was your mother there too, or she moved to Mississippi? I'm trying to figure out how that happened.
My mom. I left my mom. I got taken away from my dad when I was about 10 or 11 for child abuse. My mom left when I was about 12, 13, and signed a guardian paper, and she took the rest of her kids and moved to Georgia.
And you just stayed in
I, I,
Wisconsin.
Yeah, but the people start doing me wrong, so I start like running away and stuff.
Okay, so your mom was originally in Wisconsin with you.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to understand. I was like, wait a minute, how did we end up in Mississippi growing up in
Um,
Wisconsin?
her best friend lived in Mississippi, so she moved into Mississippi.
Okay, so you had never been to this church. You didn't like grow up in the church and all that, or
No, I
even
don't even
though.
know. I don't know them people from a can of paint. I just met them like a week before James had met them. I didn't know nothing
So,
about them people.
so how long has your mother been living in Mississippi?
Over 5 years.
So she hasn't really been there that long.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's a little hard to put together. I can't even I can't even know that's a little hard to put together. But as we all know, something had to happen. Uh, we just don't know what or how yet. Uh, but yeah, if you would like to talk to someone or whoever, anybody else involved or whatever, to be able to uh, talk and maybe get details ironed out uh, diplomatically, I'm always here. But I wanted you to be able to. I wanted to be able to hear everything from your point, from your side.
I just
Yes,
it's
to
just a
hear
mental.
everything that you have to say. And I do, um, what would you, I do have a question. What would you want the whole world to know about James?
Like I said,
I
James was
know
a.
that's a hard question, and I'm sorry, sweetheart, but
It's
you
not
know
really
what?
that hard. It's just James. Like I said before, James was a good person. If he really loved you, he'd give you the shirt off his back. It was really what he was going through in life. It's mental illness, and like I said, I've been there. I understand the situation, and I'm not. I don't know. What I can mainly say is that family needs to open their eyes because when somebody is depressed and they feel like the people is okay, they push forward with life and forget about the person and go back to their life. But in reality, I feel like when you in your 20s, we need our parents the most. We need the most support. Life hit us the most. It's just I don't know. It's a lot, but like I said about James, I love that man to death, and he has a good heart. He is a genuine person. He just went through stuff that I guess he couldn't really deal with, and I got the backlash of it. But he definitely was there when I needed him. He was there. I cry every day because if I don't have Pampers or if I don't have nobody to watch them or, even the kids that wasn't James, he was there for me. Like, oh, I need some. I had it wasn't open. James was there. So don't get me wrong. He had a big, 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 big heart. Big heart. He just had anger flaw to him. That was it.
Do you think that it may um, be possible to set and maybe have a conversation with James's
The
mom
speaker
and
went
the
out again. I don't know
investigators?
why they keep doing that, but I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I hear
Hello?
you, DJ B Lethal. Yes,
But
I
we
can
can't.
hear you.
She can't hear us. It might be her uh,
Okay.
internet because she keeps cutting out sometimes too.
Yeah.
Should I leave out and come back in?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I know. I thought it was my mic or my uh, headset. Can you still hear me, DJ B Lethal?
I can.
All right, sir. I hear you too as well.
Yes, I can. Now, I should have did you like
Yeah.
David did me
Oh,
the other night. I should have been sitting there like, what are you talking about?
I know, sir.
Okay, we got our caller back on the line. Kid, tell us your name again since you popped back in. You never know. We got a lot of
Brittany.
tricksters on here. They be playing tricks on me.
My name is Brittany.
Brittany, okay, so we got Brittany from Wisconsin.
Welcome back.
Okay, now we can continue. Okay, um,
Yes.
so you, okay, well, I gotta go backwards a little bit. So he leaves, and then you guys go looking for him, and nobody finds him. And then you look for him like all night, or just a few hours, and figure he'd come back, or
When he first left, I just figured, he was um going to go, get a piece of mind or something. Like he got irritated because we didn't have no argument. We didn't have no heated situation. So I'm just thinking like, okay, he not thinking right now, but he know he don't know nobody here, so he ain't got no choice but to come back. Um, that night around like 7, 8 o'clock, I'm like, okay, it's getting dark. Me and my little sister went to go look for him, and couldn't find him.
okay. So it's just you and your little sister. Then y'all just called around to see if he might have been with the preacher.
No, I took my I knew he went with the preacher because the preacher the one told me put a missing report out for him.
Okay,
But
that night.
yes,
Okay,
but about 7, 8 o'clock we went out searching for him.
now it's just you and your little sister.
Yes, and
Okay,
we wasn't like walking or nothing like that. I had took my mom car.
okay. So y'all was driving and y'all looking for him. Okay. You never know. Mississippi, plus, late at night, you probably don't want to be out walking around anyway. But
The information that I had got from the sheriff and them,
Mhm.
um, the same around the time that he left is that around the time they said that he had passed. Like within that same hour, he left out at one something. They said he was gone by one something 2 o'clock.
so actually, before you even left town, he was already deceased.
That's what they was telling me.
Okay, just trying to get
I
that.
really don't know for sure or for certain, so I
Mhm.
can't give you a certain answer.
Okay, okay. So okay,
How many
so
times
you
did
said
y'all go to church there?
I went to church and then I brung him to church. So I was there twice. He was there once.
hmm,
And you say, and the pastors are speaking with y'all?
Yes, he took us in the back after church and was just telling James, he was basically telling him like you can't be lashing out on her and putting your hands on her. She got your kids. You wouldn't want no another man. You wouldn't want to see no another man raising your kids and this that. I guess he thought my other two kids was James' kids, but
hmm,
I was pregnant with James' baby because the other two got a different dad.
Okay.
And the baby, you have her now?
It's his baby.
Okay.
She just turned 2 months.
Oh, 2 months. Oh, well, do you want to congratulate you on the birth of the beautiful baby?
Yeah.
Thank
Congratulations. So I just wanted to ask when the pastor told you to make the missing persons report, the police just said, okay, we'll look for him, or who actually made the report?
My mom had made the report.
Okay, so she helped look for him too, or did she just wait for
No,
y'all?
she had hip replacement, so she's not gonna be out looking for no.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry about that. Hope she gets around a little better. Hmm. Well, we won't take up too much of your time unless you have anything else to add. Uh, anything else you want to say? You might want to.
But I do agree with his mom when she said that they was wrong for the body because I was told the same story. They told me he was out in the sun for about 2 or 3 days. They said when he got found, he had maggots coming out his mouth, and his eyes, and they told me that his body was not froze. They said they put him in a room on top of other bodies in a plastic bag,
Hmm,
so his body like decomposed by itself.
yeah, improper handling of a dead body. Well,
Well, ma'am, would you like an opportunity or would you want to speak with them?
Speak with who?
Would you like to speak? Would you want to speak with the family or anything?
They don't want to talk to me. They have my number. They have my Facebook.
Okay, honey. Okay.
okay. I was asking her if she wanted to talk to the investigators. I didn't. I wasn't sure about the
I
damage.
was actually talking to their investigators, but I
Hmm.
stopped responding to them because I don't know how true of an investigator it is.
Hmm.
My mom was telling them stuff because, like I said, me and my mom ain't got the best of the relationship. I've been trying to get a relationship with her since I was little. And she had texted investigators and was like, yeah, Brittany is living with Anna. She's at Anna house. If y'all looking for her, this, and that. And the investigator screenshotted her message and sent it to me and Anna. So I'm like, I don't know what kind of investigators these are, but they're not supposed to leak out messages or leak out information of someone else. And then they wrote on Facebook off the Just James for Justice page. I had them screenshots too. They told her friends straight out their mouth that they was like, yeah, Latasha told us this and that, and then sent her the screenshot. And I just feel like, no, how are you an investigator and you doing stuff that'll get people killed?
Hmm.
So I stopped responding to them, but I was responding to them for about a month, showing them my screenshots, showing them where my whereabouts was, where I used my Cash App card, stuff like that. But then when it got dangerous like that, I'm like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be talking to them. Maybe I need some real life professional investigators to talk to.
Well, I'm sure we could put you in touch with the proper people.
Yeah, I would love to.
That's something you want to do.
I would love to.
Okay, we can set it
Okay.
up. We can set it up.
Yes.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Okay.
we definitely want to get down to it. But I appreciate you coming on, and uh, giving us your point, and welcome to come back anytime if you think of something else that can help. You know, uh, as I heard you say several times he's a really good guy. I don't think too many men take care of their kids like they decent people.
Yes.
So, and I'm sure if he's here right now, then his he'd be willing to take care of his kids. So, um, I appreciate your time,
All right.
Yes,
Thank
well,
you. You
thank
guys
you
have a
very
good day.
much.
and we will set up this interview with the investigators for you. And
Okay.
okay,
Thank
all
you.
right, thank
You're
you.
very welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You
You
too.
too.
All right, it's been your boy DJ B Lethal, the elevator operator, and Miss Peg, aka Luscious Pete, coming to you from the B Sides, and we out.
It's your boy DJ B Lee, coming from the 614, revving that on, no matter what the zip code, on the Tattoo Shop Radio. You dig? I know you could.